A single breath, that's all it took, was enough to change everything. Mara felt the weight of the world in that heartbeat, the kind of moment when time stands still and life before it looks distant, fragile. This is where her journey begins. Mara grew up in a small coastal village, the kind of place where every face is familiar and every sunrise carries promise. Her father, a fisherman named Tomas, instilled in her the belief that courage isn't born of ease, but bred in hardship. Her mother, Lena, taught her that hope can shine brightest in darkness. From them, Mara learned to chase her dreams and to protect them. She discovered a deep love for painting. The sea was her canvas, waves her brushstrokes. She sketched nets drying on the dock, fishermen hauling in their morning catch, and sunsets bleeding orange across the sky. But the village saw art as a hobby. "Come back when your dreams can pay for dinner," her older brother said. Every word became a stone in Mara's pockets. Still, she painted in secret, hiding canvases beneath floorboards and storing jars of pigment under the bed. Each stroke brought her closer to something she couldn't yet name, a place beyond boundaries where art could move people, open hearts, shift minds. Then came the storm. At the peak of monsoon season, the ocean rose with terrible intent. Boats were smashed against the pier, rooftops torn loose by gusts, and panic poured into every street. The village, her home, was drowning. Her father's boat was gone, swallowed by waves. Her mother was trapped under rubble, calling out as debris crushed their doorway. Mara ran, adrenaline thrumming, to pull her free. Weeks passed in a blur of chaos, cleanup, rebuilding. The villagers worked shoulder to shoulder, determined to make the place whole again. But Tomas's eyes were distant. His livelihood vanished at sea, his spirit shattered. Lena's recovery was slow, every pain a reminder of how fragile they were. Mara felt that fragility too, but standing on that battered shoreline one morning, she recognized something rising within. The stubborn spark her parents had raised. She would paint a way forward, not just for herself, but for everyone who needed to remember they could rebuild. She began by organizing a community mural. At first, people laughed. "A mural won't fill your belly?" But slowly, curiosity thinned the doubt. She approached children, handing them brushes. She helped elders mix paint. She sketched scenes of home, families gathering fish, women hauling pumps, boys running barefoot through sand. At dusk, villagers gathered to watch the wall come alive in color. That's when it happened. The mural became more than paint. It became a mirror. Faces softened, eyes glistened. Tomas touched her shoulder one evening, tears trapped in his voice. "You reminded me what we could be." He meant strong. He meant hopeful again. But the path wasn't smooth. A second setback struck when funding that had been promised for rebuilding vanished. The mural was nearly finished, but support from outside fell through. Confidence faltered. Parents begged their children to find paid work rather than waste time on art. Rumors spread that Mara was being selfish. She felt that tangle of doubt tighten. Was she selfish? Was art worth the fight? And yet, every time she considered giving up, she thought of her mother lifting her from debris, her father teaching her to face the storm. She could not quit, not now. So she reached farther. She painted a video. She told her story of loss and love, of resilience rising from ruin. She posted it online, pouring her heart into every frame. At first, only a handful watched. Then a local channel picked it up. Then national pages shared it. Money arrived, both support for rebuilding and more paint for the mural. Supplies flooded in. Volunteers showed up from towns she'd never heard of. The village, once on the brink of despair, pulsed again with energy. On the day the mural was revealed, the whole village gathered at dawn. Painted across the wall was a story. Grief made us break, but we broke open. Darkness gathered, but light came in. Faces of their community, interwoven with imagery of waves and sky. At the bottom, the words, "From storm, we learn to fly." Mara stood beside her mother, her father, her brother. When she spoke, her voice trembled. "I painted what I believed in. You believed in it with me. You believed in each other. That's why we're here today." Tears and applause mingled. The mural stayed long after. Tourists came and stayed. The village rebuilt homes, schools, boats, all with renewed purpose. Children who painted that wall began making art of their own. Tomas built a new boat, his hands steady again. Lena reopened her cafe, the aroma of coffee drifting into morning light. Mara's story ends not with finality, but with an open horizon. She left the village on a mission to help other places find their colors after dark. She carried that same mural in her heart, a testament that even after the fiercest storms, beauty can grow and hope can root. She learned that challenges aren't dead ends, they're doors, that art is more than paint, it's healing, that a single person can inspire a tide of change, and above all, that the storm may come, but inside each of us is a spark waiting to rise. Moral: when we dare to believe in ourselves and to spark belief in others, we can transform pain into power, loss into legacy, and fear into radiant hope.